It is I. I have returned. Now, why am I here? Well, I haven't finished up today's video for today. We have the concept, but we need the grand finale for Multiverse Vistas video for today. And so, we're going to just do it. It's a little bit of a fun little stream, interacting with chat, chilling with y'all. Figure if I'm going to work on it anyway, may as well do it in good company. And so, it will not be a particularly long stream. This will not replace tomorrow's stream. We're just gonna, get this one done here. Now, it's gonna take a minute because I need to remember where... I need a specific lyric for the start of this. And I can't remember... I think it's from Plan Arcadia's Hero Sing That Emblem of Creation. I'm looking for the romantic story line. So. Do not know. Keto Happiness, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Not expecting this to be a particularly popular stream, but regardless. Bagel, welcome in. How you doing today? Rare, right here, Solnari, welcome in. I've done a few edits on Rare in the past. How are you today? Where's the romantic storyline? Honestly, do not remember. Here? Tusk. That isn't it. Where is that line? I honestly don't remember. Yossi, welcome in. How you doing today? It's just a bit of a bonus stream. Only in the cutscene? Lilith, welcome in. How you doing today? Is this really only in a cutscene? I can't pull this voice line without grabbing it from that. Interesting. I feel like it had to be. There we go. I knew that it was in more than just one single cutscene.
Of course. This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance. And they shall become the epic known as I've Written.
Well, we probably won't need both of those, but one of them could still work. Kato, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? And welcome in. How you doing today? Witch's Ardent Research. Zai, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? I have to turn this area down.
Of course.
Yeah, I figured as much. Might be too low, though.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance.
There we go. If I can crop that just enough so it goes to right before. Because I know that the very intro I want to be the traditional as I've written, the cutscene that I think everybody associates with that one. Let's crop this out to here. That should be more than enough while allowing for perfect spacing. Let's see.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance.
There we go. Alright, so now to pull the cutscenes needed. I think pretty obviously for the first one, as any Star Rail player would know, there's a particular cutscene that is associated with the romantic storyline. Of course, we're going to pull up all of the Cyrene trailers and cutscenes that we can use. Levinti, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Those who don't know, there is this particular cutscene. This is not where this one's from, but...
This will be a romantic story, you think too, right? And our Of course.
We'll have to modify it so it still fits this one. Miyuki, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Levinti, welcome in. How are you doing today? We need this to start here. Thinking is honestly the most difficult part of any of these.
Of course.
So this needs to be slowed down enough that it could still work without being... I think 80% would be more than enough. We should see fairly soon, I would think.
Of course.
So I need this to go here. Yuna, welcome in. How you doing today? 70 still? This is where things get dicey. If we go too much lower than this.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before.
So you think so too, right? Starts there. That's here.
You think so too?
That starts there. Right. So then we just need to make this all fit.
Before. Will be a romantic story, like none that has come before.
So right there. So this needs to extend to here. 70% maybe? 60%? We get any lower than that, then it starts to get dicey.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too?
This one should not need nearly as much help. There we go.
You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying.
Okay, Lily, welcome in. How you doing today? Utah, welcome in. This one start at 70. See if we can get it to lower than 60, I guess.
Right. And our stories will be lying.
As for this line, there was no cutscene that particularly went wrong with it, but I can think of one that may work out. Jason, welcome in. How you doing today? If I remember correctly, this is not the cutscene I'm looking for. It must be in all of the Emphorius cutscenes. I thankfully have all those downloaded as well. All Honkai Star Rail cinematic cutscenes to 3.7. Work. Thankfully, I know it's the last cutscene in 3.7, so we just have to go to the end of the track. I've been doing a lot of Emphorius cutscenes for this, Is it this one? No, because it was black and white. There's a black and white rendition of that. Where was that? Was it in the... No, it wasn't in the Deliverer trailer. It wasn't in the Cyrene trailer. Wasn't in the Keeping Up with Starro. It wasn't in the Golden Epic trailer? No, it wasn't in the Golden Epic trailer. I don't believe it was in the Deliverer trailer, was it? AM686, welcome in. How you doing today? I don't believe it was Deliverer. Thank you for the likes on the live, AM686. AMC Donald, welcome in. How you doing today? I don't think it was in Deliverer trailer, but maybe it was. For those who are regulars, who are kind of filtering in and out, bonus stream. Working on a video for Multiverse Vistas. This is for the Honkai Star Rail Creator Competition that is currently ongoing, of which I was a third placer, I guess, last year, and I'm hoping to go a little higher. Dotori's #2 fan, welcome in. How's it going? Genshin servers are up. That is good to know. Unfortunately, well, / fortunately, I have a collaboration on Saturday to do the story with them. So we will be waiting till Saturday to get things started there. Shayla, welcome in. On the bright side, Dottore, fortunate that you of all people are here. We will have a new model unlock for the Sumeru story. It will be more expensive diamond wise, but it will be all 3 of Dottore's outfits. His Sumeru fit, his Nodcry fit, and his digitized version. All 3 versions of that will be unlockable models that we will use during the story quest if they get unlocked. So we'll see if that happens. Why am I blanking on... Where is it? If anybody remembers in chat, there is a cutscene. I don't remember where it is right now. I'm blanking. Is it? It's this cutscene right here with the handing off of the book and everything. There's a version of this in black and white that was taken up as I thought it was in Cyrene's trailer. The Traveler skin shows up in the talking now? Nice. Oh, wait, no, it is in her trailer. I missed it. I just saw a flash of it when I went in. Where is it? Where is it? Not this. There. Okay, it was part of that. Okay. See how much of this I can actually use. Valier, welcome in. How you doing today?
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our...
Oh, that just glitched out at the end there.
Right. And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance.
There we go. And then the plan is every Chrysos heir in order. And so Aglaia, okay, so in order, Aglaia, I want to say Treeby, then Mighty, or was it Mighty, then Treeby? I think it was Treeby, then Mighty. I'll double check that information before I put it in, thankfully. You think by now I'd have this like memorized? Let's see. I should just be able to check the official. Christian C, welcome in. How you doing today? All right, Honkai Star Ale. Should be able to check the old. Eva Imran, welcome in. How you doing today? Playlists. There is the character trailer. Favorite boss design as appearance or the design of their mechanic? It would be probably Nikador, Amaran, being honest. Nikador was always super cool, in my opinion. So was it Aglaia, Treeby, then Mighty? Okay, I thought I was like, was it Treeby and Mighty or Mighty and Treeby? Treeby character trailer. But yeah, Nikador's was always super cool for me. Fatutu, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Ilky Twilight, welcome in. How you doing today? Mighty. The Wrath of Man. Casterus. Anaxa. Favorite boss mechanic has to be Scarabaz for me. But apparent Scarabaz? Which Scarabaz? Am I blanking? But appearance has to be SparksCon. SparksCon is quite cool. Oh, I just always call it the bug. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Or I call it Swarm Disaster, etc., etc. All right. Currently just grabbing all the trailers, everyone. One moment. Night. Go. Herman Sorterai. Nope, that's keeping up with Star Rail. We don't need that. Yeah, Ruin Make Creation was pretty cool. And then finally, we have Cyrene already. I'll move Cyrene's trailer down here. Let's grab what we can grab. Also, I notice another person has joined. You get your name because it's in different characters that it's not telling me. Doofus, welcome in. How are you doing today? Frame.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance.
it's better to do this. Actually, that might work better, because I think that would last the entire duration, and we don't want to slow it down if we don't have to.
Remembrance.
Yes.
Ripple of remembrance.
No, that doesn't do it. Soren, welcome in. How you doing today? Ilham, welcome in. How you doing today?
Of remembrance.
But maybe just the name cards to start. That could be cool.
Like every ripple of remembrance.
There we go. That's a good start, and then we can go into the character, actual character, like cutscenes and stuff. Da-da.
Remembrance.
Okay. Mighty. Most. There it is. Wondering where it was. I never noticed that he had like a thing over his eye in his original trailer. Wonder if he was originally supposed to have an eye patch like an Axa did, but they changed their mind. I feel like that cannot be right. Kanbei, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Casterus, let's get you going. Much of yours as we can, because yours was in widescreen.
Remembrance.
Nice. Jay, welcome in. How you doing today? Anaxa. Yeah.
Ripple of remembrance.
Definitely not that. Definitely not that. It's off sync. Let's see. There it is. So that needs to be there. So we need to cast just a tad. That should fix the problem. Yes, that is it. Okay, then nope, not casters. Hyacin. Right. Nice. Rivalan, welcome back. How are you today? Cypher, Finan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, 7 more. Because Sirenes as well. Right. That's off sync as well. Right there. Right. Finan. Thankfully, yours is always easy to find because it's you screaming at the microphone when take them all away from me. Be right around. Yep, there it is. One of the more epic ones, if I do say so myself, in terms of the Emphoria's cast. Boom, boom. I do think we still need to get in sync. Even though there's no big beat drop there, I think it still fits Sealan's area right here. If anything, Sealan's would make sense to not have a huge beat drop for her transition, since she is much more of the peaceful one, so to speak. Nope. Saridra. Saridra, step onto the board. Would you? Jaden Hayden, welcome in. How you doing today? Right, there's Saridra. Overnight. Oh, your frame, you're still too big, so we need to keep you smaller. Oh, that might be too. ERN, welcome in. I want you a little more of an example. Yeah, that works. Yeah. You. Oh. Then Sirene. Sirene, where are you? Sirene! There you are. Sirene's intro. Alright, so then another voice line will go in there. We got 2 more transitions though. Okay. Hello, welcome in. How you doing today? So let's try the Deliverer trailer. I can at least give me Remembrance MC. doing for that last one? Lygus could work. Let's do Lygus. So Lygus, I think the best use of Lygus cutscene, while you would think it would be his transformation, I think Saridra's trailer works better. So he was a little more cinematic in those. Particularly when he transformed. There. Did he have a different transformation? Maybe we'll actually just use... Maybe we'll actually just go ahead. That seems fine. Scroll all the way toward the tail end, because this is every cutscene in Embrace combined. Okay. There's that. Let's have that synced up to the tail end here. Play nicely, welcome in. How you doing today? Welcome back, AM. Welcome back, ERN. Alright, so we've got another transition period where we can throw in a voice line. Voice line, voice line. Oh, goodness. How much time do we have in between at this point? 57 seconds, 38 seconds, 19, 20 seconds. Let's see.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Only lament, the first emotion that fought against the pain of separation, could stall the destruction's steps.
Thought about doing the prophecy, but I think the prophecy is slightly much too long to fit in here. All will bid farewell to one, and well, actually, all will bid farewell to one, and only one will witness the miracle is a little too short. Voice line, and slowing that down would be. Hello there, Twitch bot. Allow me to give you a proper welcome, aka getting banned from my chat. Da-da-da-da. I'll have none of your nonsense this day. Get banned. Man, Nexus, welcome in. How you doing today? All right, we'll use that voice line. Lou, welcome in. How you doing today?
I bid farewell to this beautiful world.
Down a bit. Other one.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Only lament, the first.
Can I make this work? Gators, welcome in. How you doing today? Still too long because I can't cut out too much here.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Only lament could stall. Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Only lament could.
Yeah, so I think we can get everything up to here. It's a matter of getting this last. All right, so what is this last line?
For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence.
So then we have 54 to 57. We've got like over 3 seconds, something very small. Yeah, Ryan, thank you for the likes on the live. Really appreciate it.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
All right, there we go. Inserts fun music to depressing Sirene edit. Gotta love it. Should hopefully. Unlink that. Drop this down to here.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
All right.
I bid farewell.
There's my Sirene trailer. I know there was a flashback sequence. Not just the one that we used, but the one previous. This one. Nope.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world. I bid farewell to this beautiful world. Unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel.
This needs to go to here. What about 150%? See how fast that actually.
I bid farewell to this. I bid farewell to this beautiful world. Unwilling to become.
Matter of even then.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the
Actually, we're looking for appropriate cutscenes for this. While that flashback does work, it is centered on worlds that are not Amphorius. Fortunately, having done this story and done several edits to it, there was another place which is far more appropriate if we're going to consider Cyrene saying farewell. One of the trailers of all time, or one of the cutscenes of all time, back when we thought this was going to be a romantic story. Not so romantic in the end, was it?
I bid farewell to this beautiful world. And
Goth, welcome in. How you doing today? That goes to there.
unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For the end of years of blazing to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel.
Right.
For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament
Need that. 90 should do it.
unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the
Pull that out a little bit more. Yes, I can. Which means I can probably fill this out as well.
I bid farewell
Actually, I think that one fits.
to this beautiful
Welcome
world,
back, EJ.
unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown.
We are just doing some Multiverse Vistas editing prep for the HSR Creator Contest. Where is my fine-in trailer? There it is. You had a cutscene dedicated to watching everyone die. There we go. Another cutscene I've seen all too many times when editing these.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence.
Need that to go to. Let's try 80%. That'll do.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye. Obviously, Cyrene trailer. Something Cyrene related. Looks like it's time to say goodbye. That can work. All right, so we do this. Speed, we slow it down to like a 90%, 85%. Just before that page comes down. There we go. Obviously, when we do the transitions, it'll make it look a little bit smoother.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Now, I can pull from this. The version trailers. Because those, everything from Amphorius anyway, will have the things that we need. Nameless Mythology trailer have anything? Yeah, the Mythology trailer could actually be useful here as well. So not just Nameless Faces. Alright, so Nameless Faces 3.0's trailer alongside Mythology. Song of the Divine. 3.1 was Light Flips the Gate. Shadow Greets the Throne. 3.2, Through the Petals of the Might of Repose. 3.3, The Fall at Dawn's Rise. 3.4, For the Sun is Set to Die. And then Back to Earth and Evernight. And As Tomorrow Became Yesterday. And Before Their Deaths, which was in between those. Or I guess technically it was between 3.4 and 3.6. It's not considered a version trailer, though, for whatever reason.
Silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Right. Did a Planarcadia edit yesterday, or not a Planarcadia, a Penacony edit yesterday, so it seems...
It's time to say goodbye.
Oh, there was a space. I knew it. I knew I saw a space. Any more out of Nikador than just that? It's like I can get to... So I need Nikador to get to there. How much do I get of Nikador, though? Can I even slow that down enough where it doesn't look horrible? Shinigami, welcome in. How you doing? A little bit of a bonus stream. For those who don't know, I'm taking part in Multiverse Vistas this year, the Honkai Star Rail Creator Competition. This is one of the edits that will be entered into said contest. If I can make it work. 55%? Yeah. Sure. How are you doing, Shinigami? Doing well. Surprised to see me presently. Yeah, this might become more often. These bonus streams might become more frequent, depending. This is not going to replace tomorrow's stream. I was just working on this edit anyway, and I figure, might as well stream it. Why not? I've done these in the past, and they don't get demonetized, so may as well get content out of it, you know? Well, more content than just than the video itself.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
And also, everybody gets to see live trauma of all their favorite Amphorius characters. Yeah, actually, AMV creation was how I started my channel, and still is a large part of it on the YouTube side.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
I think this one worked better. Yeah, that one. Now we move over to Nameless Faces, since that's the second trailer in the Star Rail universe. But yeah, I've actually been making AMV since Genshin Impact first came out. I was one of the initial Genshin Impact content creators recognized in the first ever Genshin creator competition. Not one of the more famous ones that came out of that. I think Doro and Minsley for probably and Ziox are probably the more popular among those that came out of it, but honored to have been among the giants that they have become. Better. Play on the tunes, but do not say that name on live. Which one in particular are you referring to, Shinigami?
Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Better. This synced up here. If any of those creators have gotten into some kind of controversy, I would not know. I haven't watched anyone but Doro in a long time. I don't think anybody got into any controversy that I'm familiar with. 50? 60? Maybe get all the way to 160 for this? Jeez, here made me go even more than that. 180? Person that just subscribed on YouTube was me and watching live. Oh, gotcha. I was like, did one of those YouTubers that I just got, that I just listed, get in some sort of really bad controversy that I shouldn't be saying their name? It's very confused for a second. There's no way it has to be going to 200%, right? My goodness, it really does have me going to 200%. What the heck? Oh, wait, hold on. So that's where that needs to be. Gotcha. Thank you for the sub. Insert name here. Eli7, welcome in. How you doing today? Also, that might be the first time I've ever seen someone call YouTube the Tunes. Ah, yes. It is I. The Tunes. I remember the old days when people called the Tunes iTunes. But what did I do? Was it ever determined if this was supposed to be Cyrene or not? Or was this supposed to be March? I think it was supposed to be Cyrene, right? LOL, we'll use Napster in 92? Oh, geez. Anybody else remember Vine? You TikTokers don't know where the true TikTok used to be. Those of us who remember Vine. And maybe we don't use the static, basically static image. We can go straight to you. That there, this here. Actually, no. For those who play Star Rail, I'm honestly curious who have gotten through here. Do we think that Planet Arcadia has lived up to the hype that was Amphorius? Do we think so far that Planet Arcadia has been better than Amphorius was? I personally don't think that anything's topping Amphorius for a decent while.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Now we move into 3.1. I think the only thing that could beat Amphorius is a return to Amphorius. Also, the riders on Amphorius need a raise. I need story-related content. Go. Honestly, in terms of like recent stories that were absolutely... Where is Syfy? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? In terms of like story content that really the writers need to raise, Amphorius cast from Amphorius writers from Star Rail and Wuwa and what's it called? The Wuwa Lahai Roy. The Lahai Roy writers. And honestly the Septimont and I forget the one that was attached to Septimont. Whatever that one was from Withering Waves.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Raguna, that was it. It's like, what was it? Was it Raguna? No. That's much better. If I can get it to work. Because then that's gonna... Yeah, so let's do that instead if I can. It'd just be easier to grab the actual source of these cutscenes rather than trying to mess with all that. It should be around here somewhere. There we go. Time to scrub every cutscene in M4 in Star. Let's see. I think like right here would be 3.1, right? Nope, way too far. Here we go. There we go. There's the stuff we were looking for. Oh, you got your Ice Queen, Hiyuki, with only 1 day left, but you got her. Nice! Congrats! Ice Queen Hiyuki. I'm saving up for Denia. I got who I wanted from this patch, which was, Mornier. Oh yeah, let me, fill the frame. Hmm. You're a noob to the game? I mean, you're probably no more of a noob than I am, in all honesty. And I say that with full confidence. No, I kind of forgot that Castrus had a cinematic. Back when everybody thought she was going to be the poster child of Amphorius. Your Honglong 1 Act 4. Story-wise, you might be newer than me, but you probably understand the game more than I do. I don't barely understand how anything works. I just play it for the story and the enjoyment. And that doesn't really help as much as I would hope. Hello, Lycurgus. Genshin and Star Rail, I understand the mechanics of everything intrinsically in and out. Wuwa is the one where it's just like, I'm just going to sit here and have fun. I don't care what the mechanics do. I'll get teams if they're relevant and, you know, let me clear endgame mode semi-decently, but I don't even care about endgame mode that much. And not that one. All right, 3.2. So say you know you're reading everything. Oh, trust me, I get that. I am very much a reader myself. I could have completed Amphoria so much earlier, but I chose not to because I had the ability to read everything, and I went to every optional thing. I did everything optional, which is why it took me 18 hours a day for 4 days to complete Amphorius. And you know what? That was fine. Okay, that one is normal speed, so I'm just gonna have to slow that one down again. There we go. Right. So many squirrels in Wuwa. Squirrels. Oh. I see now. I see what you mean. So many things to do. That's fair. That's very fair. This. Okay, follow Dawn's Rise. There's plenty of stuff to pull from in Fall for Dawn's Rise. One of the best bosses in M4. Honestly, all the bosses were sick, but like Nikador, Aquila, all of them were very sick. Took me a second. It did take me a second. Aquila, Nikador, Flame Reaver, everything but that darn memo, Icor memo sprite. Okay. Right. And then 3.4. Oh, also, Shinigami, just so you're aware, this will not be one of those longer streams, like a 4-hour, since I will still be getting up and doing the stream tomorrow. This one is more just for the sake of, we'll do this until the until this AMV is finished, and then stream ends, and we'll continue tomorrow. Oh, absolutely. We're keeping that cutscene in. This was one of the coolest ones. How much did I actually get out of that? Indeed, head roll. Indeed, head roll. All right, let's pull up the 3.4 cutscenes. Them being the cut up. I'll let you have that one. I'll allow it. Bijan, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Also, delay on the new Genshin trailer update, or Genshin story. We will be doing that on Saturday, folks. We will be joined by a collaborator and doing it then. Cutting you in on the fun? Oh, absolutely. Let's keep it slightly purple so we have something again to actually transition on. All right. Let's move out of 3.4 into 3.5, which is the Deliverer trailer, which for some reason is considered the 3.5 trailer, even though 3.5 didn't actually have a trailer. Which I'd never really thought about, but it is considered the 3.5 trailer. Watch the friend log in, do 80 pulse, get a cold, then level to 90 and log off. Nothing wrong with that. Deliver would be Back to Earth and Evernight. I know what cutscenes I want from this. Also, the plan is to hopefully have this basically done in the next 10 minutes. Mostly just because I still need to get a thumbnail made for this and get it posted by midnight my time, which is in 40 minutes. So, yeah. Good to see that the old TikTok Reconnect is still doing its thing all this time later. All right, Evernight, where are you? Where's the Sunday versus... That can be one of them. There's a during the Sunday fight with Evernight, she makes like a really creepy face that would go great here. When I get more HSR codes, do I want to? I mean, sure, if you're willing, sure, but I would say use them yourself if you would want them. There it is. I don't want to do back-to-back Evernights, though. Sunday could work. Because this is still considered part of Planar Arcadia. Or Amphorius. So, we do you first. then Permansor. And then finally, tomorrow became yesterday, can close us out. The big crescendo. Actually, can I... Let's see. Hold as I've written. I'll apply a default transition so that fades out more naturally. All right, and now we just have to add the transitions in. Get the codes doing Hoyo app stuff? Nice. Hoyo apps? Oh, I see.
Of course. This will...
Transitions. Let's do the old zoom out, I think. Hush you.
Of course. This will be a romantic... This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before.
MIB Production, welcome in. How you doing today?
You think so too, before.
This speeds up, so let me slow this down. This is at 50%, so this needs to stay at 50% as well. So it doesn't break in the middle of it.
Before. You think so too. You think so too, right? And our...
All right.
Of course. This will be a romantic story, like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance.
All right, this one we know that all of these are going to have this transition, so may as well add it in. We can watch the full transition through there. Oh, the fun fact, the other reason that stream has to end when this is finished is that in order to export this to get it on YouTube, I cannot have the stream... I cannot have Streamlabs and TikTok Live open, or it will literally crash my PC. Because it takes up too much CPU. Yeah. It will straight up freeze up my entire PC and then cause it to crash. I can't have anything. I can have neither of those open, and I especially can't have my model up and running. Otherwise, things get tricky. All right, there we go. See how that looks.
Remembrance.
All right, fine. I think we can get yours to like here, and you still be fine, right? That extra red is throwing off the transition. And Ligus at the very You get it, by the way? Thank you, AM686. Really appreciate it. I try my best. I'm self-taught in the world of AMV creating, but after several years' experience, I like to think I've picked up a thing or two. All right.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out every.
I want to modify that slightly because I know there's a. Yeah. I want her to turn her head. Yeah, you annoyed your roommate. Had Enfield Woo-Wah and ZZZ running full screen, one on each respective screen. Oh, geez. I enjoy Enfield, but their updates are so long.
Lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like.
And.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
And once again, you know that these all are going to be zoom outs. Unfortunately, I think that the support on Enfield has gone down a lot since the original hype was there. I don't know if it's as popular as the original Arknights. I am it. I have the hardware. Now that I'm thinking about it, you probably capitalize it because you wanted me to, because you wanted IT, not it. I am IT. I don't know if IT would have the hardware. They more help fix the things that have the hardware. I am Microsoft. I have the hardware. You do Enfield for sim engineering? That's fair. The sim engineering is like the best part of Enfield, in my opinion. The story was good. I'll give it that. Though we had like 15 opportunities to kill Ardashir and we never did. Oop. That one, that messes with it a bit. Maybe a zoom in would be better for that one, since it already is doing that. All right. These out. And then we'll watch the finished product. And then that will be the end of the stream, as we will have I will just have just enough time to get a thumbnail going and getting this live before. Make sure there's no other random things that need to be fixed with the edit.
Of course. This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right? And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance. I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
I think we gotta change that. There's too much of a... Right here, it's too much of a lag between, because we had to slow it down. Yeah, because it's 80%. You can tell, particularly because we have to transition out. How's it going, EJ? You're in the mall now. Nice. Let's try this. I think that's slightly too much, but we can fix that as needed. Come on. I gotta zoom in a little bit more. Yo. Hold on. One other thing we can do. Boom, boom. Boom. Then we do that. We do this. Come on, sync up. There we go. Do that. Do this. All right.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, that doesn't seem half bad. I think the last thing we can change is right here. So there and here. And then you're already transitioning. There was another transition point. There it is. And I think the last thing I want to do is go in. I need all the cutscenes for this. This one. Because the Nikador one's a little rough as well, like right here. If I can get a slightly better Nikador cutscene, I'd rather have that there. I think. I know where I can find one if I need it, but I prefer to have a normal one if I can find one. Wait, was Nameless Faces? No. That's them. That's him running. That'll do, because that was from 3.0. Also, I love how small everything is compared to how much I have to zoom in just to see the timeline for this. Oh yeah, this is this same cutscene, but there's more to it. Is that frozen or no? It is not frozen. Okay. So you're right here. So if I can shorten you, we slot you into that spot. I do that. Let's see.
In muted silence. Looks like it's time to say goodbye.
Right speed, wrong. Want it to end on him like brandishing the spear. There we go. There we go. That's much better. All right, and quickly, the very, 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 very last thing. It might not even stick in the final, but I want to see. The end is a blazing inferno. While Cyrene does fit that description, I seem to recall. Yup. Fine and old buddy, old pal. How would you like to be a blazing inferno? The blazing sun destined to rise, I believe you once called yourself back in... what, 3.3? I want to say? Let's see.
Inferno. Is a blaze.
Right there. What just happened? Take me back. Thank you. So that goes there. That goes there. We do a zoom out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it could work.
I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno,
It doesn't quite work. We'll keep it the way it was. All right. Well, chat, that is going to be it for today's stream. Take you back to Paradise City. Are we considering Amphoria's Paradise City in this situation? Or... Also, fun fact, everybody, every single cutscene used in this trailer, or every single voice line used in this trailer, was from one single part of the HSR story. The Witch's Ardent Research. Also, Silas, welcome in. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will be back streaming in like 8 hours. But, and of course, Genshin, Saturday, normal stream time. That is when we'll be doing their story alongside, I believe, Carrie Ira, who we've collaborated with once before for the Game Awards voting last year, making a triumphant return. But until next time, thanks so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, this is Blaze of Blazing Flame Studios signing off. Thank you and have a great rest of your evening. No worries, Shinigami. I guess even at this late hour, there should be somebody that I can raid. Thank you very much, AM. Also, if you guys want to see more of these, let me know. And let's raid. Somebody's got to be live that we're following. Yeah, Mesa Mesa. Till next, everybody.